Brother, today we're stepping into a place that is far from light, far from casual, and definitely not meant for the faint-hearted. What I'm about to uncover carries real weight, and before we move forward, I want to recognize the courage that brought you here. You saw the warning at the start, yet you chose to stay, to listen, and to confront the raw truths that most men spend their entire lives running from. This kind of courage doesn't make noise. It's quiet, steady, and deeply powerful. This isn't entertainment. We're not here to discuss tricks, charm, seduction tactics, or rehearsed advice. We're here to face the truth. A harsh, unfiltered truth, the kind that can shake everything you thought you knew about love, loyalty, and trust. A truth strong enough to reopen old wounds, scars you believed had already healed. But sometimes, brother, growth demands this. It asks you to return to those scars and finally understand them for what they really are. What I'm about to share isn't some exaggerated story made just to gain views. It isn't fiction. It comes from research, from real pain, from the quiet voices of men who have carried their suffering alone. For days, my team and I have been collecting these realities, not for fame or numbers, but for men like you, men who fight their battles in silence, because no one ever told us the truth. Society expects you to stay strong, to smile, and to move forward, even when your heart is bleeding in ways no one can see. Let this moment become your awakening. If you are here, quietly tell yourself, I see the truth, because whether you are married or still planning to be, the core of your identity as a man stands on a sacred principle: loyalty. Your loyalty is your crown, your honor, the solid foundation of who you are. But here's the difficult question. What if the person you gave that loyalty to was never truly worthy of it? Not to shake you, brother, but to protect you. Before we go deeper into this storm, give me just 30 seconds, not for myself, not for ego, but for something bigger than both of us. Out there, beyond the streets we walk every day, there are lives suffering in silence, creatures crying in the night, not from sickness but from hunger, cats wandering the streets, abandoned dogs, forgotten animals who have no voice, yet remain God's creations, deserving of compassion. I don't come from wealth. I don't have corporate sponsors or luxurious studios behind me. What I truly have is you, your presence, your support, your strength. You've taken this mission further than even my own family could. Together, we've started something, not for applause or recognition, but to feed these silent, defenseless lives. Even something small, the cost of a simple cup of coffee, can keep one of these creatures alive tonight. If your heart feels that call, then act, not out of obligation, but out of compassion. That alone is enough. Now take a deep breath, because from this point forward, brother, we step into the fire. November 6th, 1948, Chicago, M25. A 34-year-old man named David Miller was at the beginning of a story that would leave a permanent mark on his soul. He wasn't famous or wealthy. He was simply an ordinary man with a heart filled with loyalty. That same year, he married Claire Evans, the woman he believed would stand beside him for life. It wasn't an arranged union, nor was it something shallow. It was real, deep, and pure love, the kind poets try to capture in their verses. Claire would often whisper to him, "David, you are everything I want for the rest of my life." Those words became the base of his hope, his faith, and the future he dreamed of building. But words, my friend, can fade. Promises can lose their meaning, and what looks strong and unshakable on the outside can fall apart when hidden truths begin to surface. Months went by, and small arguments started to appear, not because of betrayal or bad intentions, but because of everyday matters, bills, meals, simple differences. Yet these minor cracks slowly began to expose something deeper, a quiet distance, a growing emptiness between two souls that were meant to walk side by side. David worked endlessly, holding 2 jobs, day and night. He had no material riches, but he was rich in determination. His greatest wealth was his loyalty. He never chased luxury. His dream was simple: to come home, share a meal, and fall asleep next to the woman he loved. To him, that was paradise, but Claire's heart had already begun to drift. Slowly, piece by piece, she pulled away, not just emotionally, but from every part of the life they had created together. She began to ignore him, to treat him